I think most of us high level players skilled Sobek already, and probably Anubis as well, the first Trials of the Gods boss of course. And while the fight was awesome, something totally different from the other bosses in the game, it could have been so much more. It leaves a lot to be desired. So let's discuss what Ubisoft can do to improve the Trials of the Gods in this video, with a special twist at the end. So if you like that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. It's an event, a new boss from the Trials of the Gods in Assassin's Creed Origins, but when you kill them after your first attempt and got the awesome legendary loot, the fun is kinda gone, and then you have to wait 2 weeks again for the new boss to appear, because it seems like Ubisoft is releasing these guys every other week. So there are two big problems with the Trials of the Gods event. One, the fact that they are too easy, and then I'm speaking for a max level player. Of course, if you're going in as a level 30 or lower guy, then you will get your ass kicked, but that is not weird since this event is for the most skilled players according to Ubisoft. So yeah, high level players, but even on the hard difficulty it takes you 1 or sometimes 2 tries to defeat the boss.
So if you see someone, taking pictures of themselves, wearing this, they're a badass.
Yeah.
Because they've been through hell.
Yeah, true hell. This is the live content director in the pre-launch stream of Assassin's Creed Origins talking about the Trials of the Gods. So yeah, he really says, yeah, this is the hardest challenge. Players have been through hell. Well, not really, and I think one of the issues is that it is too obvious. If you've played many games, then you kind of know that the red stuff is bad, so you don't want to stand in that. So from the start, you know when to dodge during the 2 bosses we have now. There was never a time where we really had to figure out how to defeat the boss. It was really straightforward. Dodge his incoming attacks, shoot the bow, and kill the soldiers that come to attack you. It would have been cool if there were cases where the boss suddenly could not take damage from your bow, and then there was some sort of quick puzzle with an endless stream of enemies, where you had to stand on a part of the ground, then run to another pillar with a ton of undead enemies trying to hit you, or where every enemy, and this is just something I came up with and I think it sounds pretty cool, where every enemy has like a different color and the boss has a color as well, and then you have to kill the enemies that have the same color as the boss, but if you kill the wrong enemies, then you take a lot of damage. And if you kill the enemies that have the same color as the boss, then the color of the boss changes, and then you have to kill those enemies. Like something with trial and error, where you have to figure out, oh, I have to do it this way, and then I can kill the boss. Not something like kill the enemies that come to attack you. That's pretty straightforward. Right now, the boss fights can be pretty intense, especially on the hard difficulty, but it would be even cooler if we had to think during the fight as well. It could really take it to the next level. Right now, it's the complete opposite, where with the rain of arrows that Sobek throws at you, there is a prompt that says, press this button to block the incoming arrows. What the heck? Why are you giving us tips in the hardest challenge in the game? It doesn't make any sense. It would have been way cooler if we had to figure that out ourselves. And why not use the hardest bosses that are already in the game and give them some sort of undead look and throw them at us? For example, if we had to fight the duelist again while the big god was also throwing stuff at us, then it would just be an insane fight, like way harder than it is right now with the random soldiers that we killed many times before. Or that suddenly like a big elephant shows up, and I'm not asking about a new elephant, just use one of the elephants you have already animated and stuff like that. Just put it in this freaking fight, because in this situation with the boss throwing stuff at you, maybe there will be other ads as well, it will be a way tougher challenge. Why can there not be in the hardest challenge in the game, the Trials of the Gods, why can you not throw other hard challenges from the game at the player? Right now, killing an elephant or some of the arena bosses are harder than these enormous gods, and that just doesn't feel right. But of course, it's easy for me to sit here and say, they should add this and this, although I think I don't really mention like completely new things. The arena bosses and elephants, like I already said, are already created. But of course, still, I'm not a developer and I don't know what goes into making these fights, so I also thought of many ways that they could make the existing fights we have right now more exciting, because apart from the difficulty, the other big problem is that there's no replayability. Right now you complete this god in 5 minutes, got the weapon, and then you're like, okay, why would I freaking do this again? So that's why I thought of something that could fix both problems, the difficulty and the replayability, and that is elite challenges. What if an elite mode or other challenges unlocked after you killed the boss for the first time, and if you completed those challenges you would get awesome rewards. Then you still have the regular trials that everyone can partake in to get the weapons, to in the end get this amazing Anubis outfit, but the people that really want to get their feet wet can do these awesome extra challenges. These challenges could be simple, like for example only use a warrior bow or other bow, just like we saw in one of the arena missions. Or that you have to use a cursed weapon, so that you only have 1 health bar instead of 3 during the fight. Or challenges like beat Sobek in less than 5 minutes could be awesome as well, that you see this timer in the top right of the screen. Or even crazier, kill the god without taking damage. Like these insane challenges that have you think more strategically about the fight and give the event extra variation. Because if you have to kill the god as soon as possible, then you will be using the best damage weapons and take hits if that means that you can then kill him faster. But if you cannot get hit during the fight, you will play way more defensive and only shoot when you know it's safe. I can imagine that it's also not really difficult for Ubisoft to implement this, since they would not have to change the fight, only give you some handicaps to make it more interesting and maybe add more interesting rewards. Other handicaps would be that weapons with health on hit or health on kill don't work, and that kinda makes sense because you're fighting undead enemies, so why do they give you health anyways? Or that there would be less arrows on the ground, that you would really have to think when to shoot. There are a lot of things they can do to really make this as challenging as they communicated. But of course you have to entice the people to play these challenges as well. They need an awesome reward. What if you completed all the challenges and then you got an upgraded version of the weapon you normally got, with more base damage and maybe a perk that is 1 level higher than on the regular weapon? Or if that is too much work or unbalanced, just give us a free Heka chest with a 100% chance to get a legendary item, like something like that, an awesome reward, more than the 1000 XP and 250 coins that we get right now. My whole point of the video is that the idea is awesome, that there are bosses that suddenly appear in the game, the fight is cool as well, it's unique, but it could be way more, and right now it's such a shame that you are done in 5 minutes. So while I mentioned things they could add to the fight to make them more challenging and interesting and more rewarding as well if you kill them, because right now if you kill them you're like kinda whatever, but if it was a real challenge then you will be like, yes, I finally killed this boss. The challenge mode is an even easier way to get more out of this event, without really adding a lot. And I don't see Ubisoft adding these challenges anytime soon, hopefully later, so that's why I thought, why not create them myself? Why not create these community challenges for everyone here that watches my videos, and then we can get more out of the Trials of the Gods ourselves. So the idea is that in the coming days, of course before the Trial of Sobek, so you still have time to do them, there will be videos going up with challenges that you can do yourself. And those will be the things I mentioned in this video, so you can already kinda, prepare for that, I guess. And the idea is that you can then share screenshots or share videos of you doing it yourself. So we kinda can create these challenges ourselves, that the Trials of the Gods really is for the most skilled players, that we really have been through hell to beat these guys, because then they will be more memorable, then we will have more fun with them. So totally keep an eye out for these challenges up on the channel real soon. Subscribe to stay up to date, of course. How do you think that Ubisoft could improve the Trials of the Gods? I'm curious, so let me know in the comments down below. Of course, like this video to support the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.